Let's say hello to George in Montreal. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. George, good afternoon. How are you today?
Yes, hi, sir. How are you?
Hello, George. Nice to talk to you.
I have an idea for an NBA playoff format. It has to be changed. This is my idea.
The NBA playoff format or the All-Star game?
Yeah. No, the playoffs.
All right, playoff format. Go ahead.
The first two rounds stay the same as they are now, First 1 against 8, 2 against 7, and then the second round stays the same. But in the third round, in the final four, two from each conference, they're ranked 1 to 4. So based on the records.
So you want to make sure that the top 4 teams you do it, but the problem with that is, how about if one conference is inferior to the other conference, and so one team's record is better than it should be because they play in the inferior conference? How do you take care of that? It's not a balanced schedule in the NBA. You play your conference more, and if your conference stinks, that means you're going to have a better record than a good team in the West. Is that fair?
It doesn't matter. This week have a potential for Houston Golden State final this year because they have the two best records in the NBA. So if they reach the Final Four, then they won't face each other in the semifinals.
I understand what you want to do there. I get it. Now, I don't think Houston. I think Houston's overrated. Houston's going to have to show me in a big game that they can get the job done. They never do. Harden hasn't. D'Antoni, unfortunately, he got unlucky the 1 year with Phoenix when Stoudemire got kicked out when they had a lead against the Spurs, but he hasn't either. They're going to have to prove it to me in a big series, and they have not done that really ever. Well, they haven't since Elijah won. I mean, they're going to have to show me that they can get the job done. And D'Antoni, same thing. And let me see him do it. And they're going to have their chances. I understand the point. They have the second best record in the league, and they have to get through Golden State just to get through a final. But if you're asking me right now, if I had a bet on a best of 7 right now between Houston and the Cavs, I'd still take Cleveland. Now, I would obviously take Golden State over both of them, but I don't think Houston in a best of 7 would beat the Cavs. Because, LeBron would take one of those 2 guards away, and with the athleticism off that Cavs bench right now, I don't think Houston will beat them. I don't believe in Houston. Houston's got to show me in a big game before I believe. Here's Teddy in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Teddy, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, Mad Dog. I don't understand why you keep calling Arizona a bandbox. I'm looking at the stats right now. Left field is 330, right field is 334. Center field's 407.
How many home runs were in that ballpark last year compared to everybody else?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm asking. I'm sure plenty.
I don't know.
Yeah, J.D. Martinez hit 45 homers in the place, for crying out loud. Well, 29 homers, whatever he hit. That ballpark is. I mean, you saw the playoff game in that ballpark with Colorado. They scored 1 million runs. That ballpark is not a pitcher's park by any stretch of imagination. Go ahead.
But look at Yankee Stadium.
Well, Yankee Stadium is ridiculous. We agree with you on that. You can't go by distances though, and how far the fences are. You have to go by atmosphere. If the ball carries well, there's a lot of other things you got to go by than how far center field's fence is. That's not fair to judge it that way.
But that's true. But I think that your basis for calling it a bandbox is based on distance.
I know. I've watched a lot of games. I know Randy Johnson was great there. I get it. I know Schilling had some good years there. But I look at that ballpark, I always have, as a good hitter's park. Now, maybe I'm wrong on a day-in, day-out basis. I haven't looked at it with the roof open, roof closed. I can look at that and see how many games they are with the roof open and roof closed and how the ball travels. But Goldschmidt's had big offensive years there. J.D. Martinez, again, was Hank Greenberg in the building. Reggie Sanders hit 40 homers in the place. I am not I saw that one team in '99 with Jay Bell. He was unbelievable offensively with that Diamondback team. That has always been a hitter's haven. Now, I don't know all the specifics. I can look at it a little more carefully, but to me, that's always been a hitter's haven. Matt in Albany, New York. Matt, welcome. It's your turn. How are you today?
Hi, Chris. Thanks for taking my call again.
Hello, Matt. Nice to have you aboard. What's on your mind now? Let me hear.
Before I get to the Mets, actually to the Mets, I'm not even going to go there. To the Mets, a lot of my friends, a lot of people up here, upstate, are really getting down on the Mets just because of Mickey Callaway, a new manager, first manager job. So my question to you is 2 questions. Where do you see Mickey Callaway's future with the Mets, and where do you see David Wright's future with the Mets?
David Wright's not. Matt, the second one's easy. David Wright's not going to play. David Wright's his career. Now I know he's going to give it a go. His career is over. I hate to say it. He's a great kid, but he's not going to play. Let's forget David Wright. As far as the Callaway is concerned, can I see Callaway manage a couple games first before I give you an answer about Callaway? I think Callaway would be good. I think they're expecting him to get that pitching staff straightened out. That's the key to the team. The Mets could bring in 9 million free agents. The key to their team is their staff. They need those starters. The big two, obviously, Matz, Harvey, Wheeler, they need these guys to be effective. 14 in front of the hour here on Mad Dog Unleashed.